Hello, hello, my loves. How is everyone today? I'll just give it a few seconds for people to hop on. I know I've said this in the past. I'm going to say it again. Sometimes Facebook will let me hop right on, and there's no problem getting on. And other times I have to keep trying to connect, and it's a bit of a pain. And at other times, they'll even kick me right off of Facebook. And there is nothing I can do except reboot, fire everything up again, and go from there. So, just so you know, it could be right at 5:30. It's supposed to be right at 5:30. So what I think I'm going to start doing is trying to get on a little bit earlier than 5:30. And then when people tune in at 5:30, if they are missing the first part, then it should be okay. At least they are knowing that it's happening when they tune in at 5:30. Okay. All right, guys. So the topic today is expectation, and it's a really, really important one. I wanted to very quickly go over one other thing, though, before I get into this topic. And that is the last mini podcast I did was on this really strange, weird concept. To me, it's strange and weird, of toxic masculinity. And I talked a lot about that in the particular live that I did. But when I set my new settings for that live, what ended up happening was everything ended after the video ended. So no one was able to go back in and watch the video. And I got a number of requests from people after that live requesting to see it. And so I have sent a request to Facebook support, and we will see if they will allow me to get into that video so that I can make it public for everyone again. But I don't know if that's going to happen. So the last mini podcast, it was recorded, but yeah, it looks like we had some technical issues. So I beg your indulgence there. And let's get right into this topic. These mini lives are about 15 minutes each. These are not the full Quantum Status podcasts. The full Quantum Status podcasts are under construction right now. The people are being contacted, the other professionals that are going to be interviewed. Everything is being set up so that hopefully within the next, I trust, within the next month or two, those will be fully available and will be recorded so that I can start airing those as well. Okay, here we go. Expectation. We're going to throw some curveballs in here. First of all, I'll introduce myself. My name is Melanie Hope. I'm a quantum energy practitioner. The mission that I have is not only to heal people with quantum physics and energies based on the principles of quantum physics and understanding how we truly are all energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed or transmutated. Mutated is not the correct word. Transmuted into something else. And so our quantum energy is extremely important, and teaching people how to use that, heal themselves, and connect with a deeper understanding of who they are as people in their creative ability is what I do. That's just a very brief summary. So let's get into expectation. Expectation is probably one of the most difficult things to deal with in our society. Expectation is what causes us stress. Stress is the leading cause of disease and illness in North America. That's hard to believe for some of us because we're like, oh, I'm stressed out. We say that all of the time, don't we? I'm stressed, I'm tired. But we are actually causing, sorry, I need to adjust the comments coming in really quickly. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, we are actually causing these things to become more prevalent in our lives by speaking to them all the time. So if you say, I'm stressed, I'm tired, I'm worn out, then we're creating that around us. We're creating those energetic flows around us. And it's not really an energetic flow, it's actually blocking our energetic flow. So by understanding that stress is the leading cause of illness, it's going to cost you more in your pharmaceutical bills, it's going to cost you more trips to the doctor, it's going to cause a lot of problems in your life. Stress is a killer. Understanding this is really going to help you to connect with why expectation is not actually a positive thing to have in your life. When someone puts an expectation on you, you will feel a stress, or you will feel a frustration, maybe even anger or bitterness or resentment building up toward them. The 9-to-5 job is a perfect example of where we feel these stresses and this level of expectation in our lives. Your boss says, okay, I want this done by a certain time, or I want this done by a certain day. And instantly you are under this expectation. You cannot enjoy anything else in your life because all you can think about is getting that done. And that came from a stress that we felt when we were told by our teacher that we had an assignment that we needed to do. And we would be thinking, oh, I have to have this assignment done by a certain time. So do I go out and do I play with my friends right now? Do I watch that TV show? Do I draw that picture I want to draw, or play that instrument I want to play for fun? You know, whatever it might be. The overshadowing of everything was this expectation from your teacher to have this done. And then it not only became an expectation from your teacher, it also became an expectation from your parents, right? So the expectation from your parents was overriding, and the expectation from your teacher was overriding your joy, your openness, your freedom, your expression. Because now you felt like you didn't have a right to any of those things without having this completed first. And this is in every area of our lives. I cannot stress this enough. We are going through this in every area of our lives. Expectation. Expectation in relationships, expectation in our job, expectation with our families, expectation with just with being a good person, that societal paradigm, or not being a bad person, or being whatever your family or demographic or friends or whomever has put you into that box of being. They have an expectation of you. So what I would like to express in this mini podcast today is, when you acknowledge quantum status, knowing that you are a creator of your reality and that you can regulate your own emotions in order to get to where you want to be as far as creating the exterior in your life, once you've dealt with the interior of who you are, as within, so without. This is a universal law, a timeless universal law. It's been around forever. As within, so without. As above, so below. And I could go on forever on 50 universal laws that govern our physics and our spirituality and metaphysics and quantum physics and all of it. But I won't right now. I would simply love to get through to you at this point in time, for sure, that your stress is your responsibility to regulate. And you do that, you regulate that stress by putting less value on the expectations that are being put on you. Less value on the expectations that are put on you. This is a cycle. You were trained, you were conditioned, and you were programmed to react like this to expectation. From when you were a child, do your chores or you're going to get a spanking. To school, do your assignment or you're going to get in trouble with your parents and maybe you'll get grounded, and the list goes on. To your relationships. Well, if you don't do what I like, then you don't really love me. Yeah, all that. Then to yourself. The definition of success. You know what I'm talking about. What is success? That expectation of success. That car, that house, that money, that relationship, that lifestyle. So what's happening is you have to see it for what it is. The happenings at this time are stress. You're stressed the hell out because you are living in a world where there's an expectation on you every second of every day to be a certain way. And we have lost who we are. We've lost who we are. We've lost that deep connection that we have with ourselves, where we can be at peace and where we can relax and where we can put the phone on silent and where we can turn off the computer, where we can eat what we want without stressing out about what will someone else think of me, where we can dress the way that we feel is honoring to ourselves without someone else saying there's something wrong with our selection, where we can love to the degree that we want to and the people that we want to, that we desire to, without having someone telling us that there's something wrong with that. Because of the way they look, because if they're not at the same status as you are, or whatever it might be. And if you're struggling in your life, it is more than likely because you haven't gone inside and dealt with the things that are there that have to be dealt with, the expectations from all these other people that have been so projected onto you that you don't even know who you are anymore. How many people have you asked this question to? What do you want to be when you grow up? And people say, well, I've already grown up. But the truth is, we're still children inside. We are still children inside. We have this deep connection with ourselves that we need to keep fed and watered. So no, we haven't grown up. We are never truly going to grow up. So who do you want to be as you grow? Because all of those expectations do not have a place in your life. And anyone putting those expectations on you does not have a place in your life. You get to pick, you get to decide. And if that's the one thing that you change this year in 2019 is the level of expectation that you allow other people to put on you, it doesn't mean that we cannot listen to what someone else would like. But to take it into ourselves and onto ourselves as a here-all, end-all, must be done, has to happen, is stressful, and it's killing us. Stress is the gateway for all disease, dis-ease in the body. Stress. So take some time for you. Self-love, self-care. Take every single person in your life, look at the expectations. Pardon me, sorry about that. Look at the expectations that they have for you. And basically break that all down and figure out whether those are your expectations or whether they're somebody else's expectations. Because you can still love someone and you don't have to follow all their expectations to love them. That's about them. That's about them projecting something onto you where they feel insecure themselves. Let me say that one more time. People are going to project expectations onto you that they have of themselves. So don't fall for it. You don't have to fall for it. You don't need that crap in your life. That time is precious and sacred for you, where you sit and you determine who you are and what you want to be and who you want to be and where you want to go and what you want to learn during your growth process. And the second that somebody puts pressure on you or expectation on you, take a step back and see if that's really appropriate for you. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Quantum Status Mini Podcast. I am your hostess, Melanie Hope, quantum energy practitioner. And if you are interested in learning more about what I do, or would like to make an investment in yourself and book a session with me, please do. I'll post a link in the comments above to my page. And I spend my time making connections, not really running ads at this point in time. I mean, there may come a time where I find a way to run ads that I feel is honoring to me, but at this point in time, I have not found that yet. So it's word of mouth. So please share this if you feel like sharing it. If it's given you any value and you feel it could be valuable to someone else. Also, please feel free to share my link, comment on my page, leave any reviews if you found that something was helpful for you. And if you'd like to book a session, you can contact me directly through private message. You can comment on the podcast feed, or you can leave a comment on my page, Melanie Hope, QEP. I love you all. Namaste. Gratitude always.